Hey guys, how's it going? Alright, so in this video we're going to talk about the second half of college, my jobs, which I forgot to mention, the jobs that have happened in my life, and all that shit. Hell yeah. So, we'll just jump right into the jobs and then we'll continue college. So when I started college, I got a job while going to college from one of my classmates. He owned a janitorial company doing janitor stuff, so I got a job with him, and he was pretty nice at first. He was a nice friend, but not a nice boss, let's put it that way. He always said, friends fuck me over, blah, 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 but you're pretty nice, so I'll hire you. And by the time he fired me, well, he didn't actually fire me, I left. But by the time that happened, he was like, friends fuck me over, blah, 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 and I'm like, maybe it's the way you treat your employees, bro. But anyways, so yeah, I clean fucking toilets and shit. I did that almost full time, like 30 hours a week, including school. So I was taking like 18 credit hours and doing that. And that wasn't that hard yet. And so I was doing that job, and I just remember I wanted to take one birthday off, and he wouldn't let me because he had this deadline due, and I was like, fuck, okay, I'll just work on my birthday. And then the day before my birthday, we were working on the job, and he decided to quit because his hands hurt. Wah, fuck off, bro. Like, and so, whatever, he's the business owner, I guess he gets to quit because his hands hurt, but his business doesn't exist anymore, so ha. Anyways, so yeah, and so then one of the places we were cleaning was a call center called Alorica. I think I'm allowed to say these things, right? It's a call center called Alorica, and and so I was cleaning them. I cleaned them all the way through construction, and then they started hiring people, and I got to know the management really well, and I just did a fucking amazing job all the time. I was on time. I fucking cleaned everything. I always helped people out. I was like a real go-getter. And so I applied for their job. I talked to one of the managers. He's like, you got to lie a little bit on your resume here and here, but go ahead and turn this into HR and you should be good. And I did what he recommended me to do. And I turned in my resume and I got the interview, and I think I did shitty on the interview. Now that I'm a boss and I know what to look for, I think I would not have hired myself. But they hired me because they hired everybody. They needed hundreds of people. And to be honest, I was a really good agent, so I don't think they made a bad decision. So they hired me, and my boss figured out that I was applying for the job, my janitor boss. And I was going to give him my 2 weeks, wait 2 weeks, and then start the other job. And he called me all fucking pissed off because one of the other employees saw me applying for the job and got super mad and started cussing me out, like, why the fuck are you leaving me, bro? You didn't fucking tell me, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, bro, I don't have the job yet, whatever, but, like, if you're going to treat me like this, I'm just going to leave. And so I did. And so he had to find someone else to fucking work the fucking 2 weeks. I just left him same day. I was like, fuck you. I don't give a shit. I don't need you. I'm gonna get my last payment and I'm fucking out, bro. You treat me like shit. I fucking clean toilets. And I'm sorry, but... And he gave me a raise, which is fine, but I'm sorry, I'm not gonna clean toilets for the rest of my fucking life. Like, I don't aspire to be the most amazing janitor on the planet. Eventually, I'm gonna fucking move on. You know what I mean? And I did. And so I ended up walking out of that job and just going straight into the new job. 2 weeks later, I could have got the extra money, but I didn't really need it, and I didn't want to be treated like shit, so I left. And yeah, and so I started the new job as a mail order pharmacy for Optum RX. Yes, yeah, I delivered medicine to people over the phone. They would call me and they'd be like, I need my medicine. And I'd be like, okay, how much medicine you need? And then they would make me try to upsell medicine, which is way more expensive than you guys realize. Your insurance pays a lot, like a lot. And then I would get the phone calls of like, I need to order this medicine. And I'm like, oh, that'll be like $6,000. And then they'll be like, holy shit, $6,000? What the fuck? But I have insurance. What the hell? Blah, blah, blah. And they'd start screaming at me. And I'd be like, I don't know. I'm not your insurance company. Blah, blah, blah. Turns out they were in their catastrophic phase of their insurance, or right before the catastrophic phase. And yeah, I learned a lot about insurance. And yeah, their insurance basically wasn't covering shit because they were ripping people off. And so they had to pay thousands of dollars for these medications, and they were pissed. And so I worked really hard at that job, and I got promoted to like the floor walkers, what they called them, a SME. So instead of like taking the calls 24/7, I was up, and people would raise their hand. They'd be like, I need help. Someone's yelling at me. And then I would go take the call, and I'd be like, hey, what's up? Like, what's going on? Sweet, I'm gonna fix your problem. Hell yeah. And I did that, and then eventually they handed out this weird non-disclosure paper that everybody had to sign. If you didn't sign it, you'd get fired. And then like 3 weeks later, they laid off everybody. And I left 2 weeks before they laid off everybody. I just walked in, I'm like, I'm done. Today's my last day of work. I decided I don't want to work here anymore. And that's it. Poof, like that. Done. My life changed. No longer in the workforce. That was the last day in the workforce. I did have other jobs after that, but I never had full-time jobs. They were always small temp jobs, very temporary, and that was it. Poof. And now we're caught up to the college portion of what's going on. So, yeah, so now we're in college. We're in the middle of our business administration degree. I'm selling the Fire Sticks and hacking the things, selling the Android boxes, and doing that shit, flipping like small electronics and stuff. And I decided that I wanted to do liquidation auctions so that I could buy pallets of TVs and phones and stuff from places like B-Stock and like Costco, Overstock, and things like that. So I don't know if you guys know this, but Walmart, Costco, and all of them will auction off all the things that are broken and the Overstock items that they don't want to other business owners so that they can do whatever they want for it. And Walmart, Costco can wash their hands and get rid of it. And so I was trying to buy those things so that I could resell them and do what I wanted with them. It was a great idea. Didn't actually work out very well. But so I started asking my teacher, because I needed to get a reseller's license so I could actually bid on these auctions. And so I asked my teacher, and this is the class that teaches you about business licenses and stuff. I'm like, hey, I'm about to open business because I want to do some liquidation auctions and stuff, and I would like some advice about what type of business structure I should get. Should I get like an LLC, or should I go with like a sole proprietorship? And his response was, I don't know. I've never ran a business. I was fed up. I was pissed. I was like, fuck, man. Like, I'm so fucking tired of going to school and they're not fucking teaching me shit. Everybody's a fucking asshole. Not everybody, but a lot of people, like, no, actually, most people are not assholes in university. I'll take that back. One teacher was an asshole. The rest were actually really nice. They just didn't know the questions, or the answers to the questions I was asking. It's really where it's at. And so I was like, okay, cool. All right, whatever. And so I got a sole proprietorship, which was a huge mistake. I lost a lot of money in taxes. I didn't know what I was doing. But whatever. I had a sole proprietorship. I started bidding on the auctions. We bought one big TV, and I eventually just actually sold it to my brother because he wanted it so damn bad, which is fine or whatever. But the plan was to buy like 10 TVs, but it didn't happen. And that's right around when I started drop shipping on eBay. It was right around that time. So during the liquidation auctions, selling the Fire Sticks, I started drop shipping, and I wrecked my car. Yep, I had a really nice Hyundai Sonata 2012. It was blue, it was amazing. It was sleek, it had amazing gas mileage. It got like 32 miles to the gallon, which was fucking awesome for me. And I fucking wrecked the shit out of it, totaled it, like super bad. And so yeah, I totaled my car, and then I started taking my mom's car to school, and I was just fed up with school. And I remember my friend Tristan, we were drinking one night, and he was like, bro, you're trying to go after 2 chicks, man. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you the Seattle thing. So I was working a summer job in between semesters at school. This was in between my last semester at school, and after I quit Alorica. And I worked a summer job in Denver of doing a bike expo. I built ramps and shit for this bike expo, and I did a really good job, and they liked the job I did. So he called me, and he was like, hey, yo, can you come to fucking Seattle and I'll fucking, yeah, and work with us. And I was like, okay, I'll call you back. And I decided that I needed $75 a day to do it, which I should have charged way more. But I was like, dude, just pay me $75 a day plus the hourly rate, and I'll come. Which was dope. I loved it, man. It was the first and only time a company was like, yo, we need you halfway across the country, and we're going to pay for you to come. And so I took my car. This is before I wrecked my car. I took my car, and I drove to Seattle, and the plan was I'm not sleeping in a hotel. I'm just going to fucking sleep in my car. So I decked it out with food, and I got fucking things to cover the windows and all kinds of shit. And I showed up, and I slept in my car because I was going to save all the money and just fucking bust ass, right? And I went there, and the first night I obviously slept in my car, and then the next morning I started the job, and I got to know some people at the job, and we went out drinking. They showed me around Seattle, which was really awesome. I'd never been to Seattle, and I met this dude named David, who's an amazing physicist, fucking awesome guy. And he was like, yo, why don't you crash in my house for the next 2 weeks? I have an extra room. We're trying to rent it out, but we haven't found anybody yet, and fuck it. I'm like, hell yeah, bro. And so I ended up staying in Seattle for free, which was crazy shit, man. I loved it. And so Seattle became work all day, get off of work, drink all night, and then wake up the next morning hungover, work all day, drink on blah, 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 over and over and over again. I just remember the last day I was working, bro, I was so hungover. We went to a party, and we drank until the sun came up, and I got 2 hours of sleep, and I woke up late to the job, 2 hours late. I was driving there. I was still drunk while I was driving to the job. I was fucked up, man. And whatever, we finished, we packed up. I disassembled all the ramps by myself, which was crazy. But I knew how they worked super well, and I'm really good with hand tools because of my dad, who works on aircraft, so I just fucking tore them down. I was like, fuck yeah, all the ramps. I'm gonna make these ramps my bitch. And I got paid, and I went to go see my brother in Idaho, and then went fishing, and then I came back to Seattle for another week to go scout out some schools, because I was gonna go to school there. Okay? Boom. All right, now fast forward all the way to the point where I was drinking that night with Tristan. Okay, remember I was there 2 or 3 minutes ago? Yeah. So I was drinking that night with Tristan. Tristan's like, yo, bro, I think you're trying to go after 2 chicks. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, well, you want to go to Seattle, but you want to go to Argentina. And the reason why I wanted to go to Argentina, I didn't explain this either, is because I knew that Tincho wasn't going to come to USA. So I talked about Tincho an episode or 2 ago. I can't remember. But he's a really big part of my life. And you're going to see that in a minute. And so I'm like, fuck, you're right. I'm trying to get after 2 chicks. Maybe I should pick one. Because I was going to go to Seattle to go to school, or I was going to go to Argentina. It's one or the other. And I wrecked my car. And I asked the dude about the business license. I got super pissed off. And then I'm just like, you know what? I don't want to go to school today. I just woke up and I'm like, I'm going to quit school today. And I did. Poof. School was over. I just stopped going. Nobody messaged me. Nobody gave shit. Nobody's like, where are you? I just stopped. Stopped going to school. I was about to graduate. Just quit. And that was a great decision. I know it's fucked up, but it was a great decision. Although it left me with a lot of debt, though. I'm still paying that debt. In fact, I haven't really paid off very much of it, to be honest with you guys. Yeah, and so that is university. That was a mouthful. All right, now, in the next video, I will tell you guys about South America.